So I want to start off by saying I'm going to be talking about body image and stuff in this video. So just to say, because I don't want to make anyone sad or trigger anyone with this video. So that's what I'm cooking in the kitchen. Come on in if you want a slice. What? So a while ago I went to a scratch night. And when I got home, I reviewed the footage from it. There was a point in my performance where I lift up my top, and I need to give you this context, otherwise this will make no sense whatsoever. I lift up my top, and I was sat looking at the footage, and I was like, yeah, I like this. I like the look of this body. I like how my body looks here. So I then looked down at my body. Oh God, this is really tight. I thought this would be easier. Looked down at my body. Went and had a look in the mirror, and I was like, nah, I don't want this one. I want that one. I want the one that I saw in the video. It looked really good there. Why doesn't it look good here? Like, I want the one I saw in the video. I want his body. I want his one. But his body is my body because it's me. It was almost like I was looking at myself objectively, which is quite like almost... It's almost impossible to do. Of course I'm going to be subjective about my own body because it's my body. But like, surely that's my body too. I don't know. And that was super relevant for me because recently I've been, trying to modify my diet and my exercise and stuff because I wanted to try and get some more control over it. And yeah, just because I wanted to. So to see my body in a way that I looked at it and went, yeah, I quite like that. This is nice. Solid bod, bro. Oh, I instantly regret that. I was hoping I could just move on and we'd pretend I didn't say it, but I think we need a moment of silence for the video that I've now ruined. You look in the mirror and you don't necessarily see all the great things jump out at you. You don't see how beautiful and pretty and gorgeous and wonderful you are, whereas other people will. Whilst I'm on the subject, actually, if beauty is subjective, surely that means that everyone is beautiful. Every single one of you, you're beautiful. You, beautiful. Don't know why we ever doubt that. So a few days after this weird conundrum thing that I'd given myself, that I couldn't quite work out, Marina Shut Up uploaded a video. That is her name on YouTube, just FYI. I'm not just trying to be rude. On her relationship with body confidence and her body image and stuff. And she talks in her video about being aware from a very young age of her body. She talks about how she didn't really want to wear a swimsuit and stuff because she was worried about what people thought. And that struck a real chord with me because I did too. I was super worried when I was a kid about what other people thought of me. In fact, I remember I got invited to a pool party when I was like 7 or 8. And I vividly remember anytime I wasn't swimming, I made sure I was stood like this with my hands on my head because then, I don't know, it would like stretch my body out and people wouldn't think I looked as bad as I thought I looked. And I don't know, I just thought people would think I looked better if I did that. Doesn't help during that party, my swimming shorts ripped right in the crotch. So when I was swimming, the water flow sort of forced material over anything, so it covered anything you would have seen. But when I was out of the pool, I had to hold it all together. And it's quite hard to hold shorts together that have been ripped and put your hand on your head to try and make yourself feel better. Don't try and picture it. Don't try and picture it. It's awful that when I was a kid, I was so worried about how I looked and whether I was attractive, whether I looked good, all of that kind of stuff. Because everyone should be able to live however the fuck they want. Everyone should be able to look however the fuck they want. Everyone should be able to be whatever the fuck they want without worrying about what other people think. But we're constantly reminded to worry about what other people think. I specifically tried to compose this video in a way that made it seem like we were having a chat, but I was worried about what I looked like in it. I still am, until I review it. I'm not going to know.
I mean, your hair's poked up in a few places when I'd rather it didn't, but you're not doing too bad, I guess.
Yeah, it's like Marina talks about. She talks about the toxic perception we have of body image. You know, it's the society's inflicted toxicity. The toxicity of our city. Don't even think that's the right word I wanted there, but it's a good song. It's a good song. So the thing is, like, I know tall people, short people, thin people, fat people, in between people, hairy people, bearded people, I don't know, all this kind of stuff. And they're individual, beautiful, nuanced human beings who get homogenized and smushed together like day old fucking Play Doh into this one category, this one group. So, you know, you're fat, you're thin, let's smush all of these together. And frankly, Play-Doh looks disgusting and really muddy when you try and shove loads of colours together. Megan Tonjes also recently uploaded a video called, I think it was 10 out of 10 would be fat again, which is a very important video. Everything she says is amazing. You should go, well, like, all of her videos are pretty amazing, let's be honest. You probably know. So go and have a look at that if you haven't already. But one of the things she talks about in that is the idea that people feel like they have the right to comment on how you look and what they think of how you look. And, you know, since I've lost some weight, people have been commenting on it. And like, I understand that that's just how it works, you know. I'm guilty of it too. The things people have said to me, I know that it comes from a place of positivity and I know they're just trying to be complimentary and lovely, but they say things like, where have you gone? You're not the Ant I used to know. And like, it almost delegitimizes me as a person. It almost like removes my mark on the world. And people are going like, you're not you anymore, mate. If I shaved my head, for example, no one would say, where have you gone? Or you're not the Ant I used to know. They'd be like, so you're bald? Not planning on shaving my head, just FYI. Do not think it would suit me at all. I think it would be a mistake. I guess it's because there's this sense of impermanence with hair in the, if I shaved all my hair off, the assumption is that it's going to grow back. Whereas the assumption is I'm not going to gain it back. So I'm not going to look the way I did that. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not Doc Brown. I can't go to the future. I can't see what's going to happen. Because the problem is you're either too little or you're too much for people. And some people say like, please don't lose any more weight and stuff like that. And it often comes from a place of concern or a place of you look great the way you are. You should learn to love who you are. And another video I watched, 3 for 3, is one that Jazza uploaded quite a while ago about hating your body. And he says that it's so difficult to try and love yourself. And an easier step to take, and possibly a more formative step to take, is learning to accept who you are and learning to accept that you're not happy with everything. You know, there are parts of your body that you don't like. There are. If you learn to accept that and go with that and accept yourself as who you are, that's amazing. That's so amazing. Speaking of which, Jazza, I want to know how you feel about your body image now, because you made that video such a long time ago. How do you feel about it now? Have you learned to accept these things about yourself? Have you learned to love yourself? How do you feel? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I don't know whether I can coherently make a video out of all of the things I've just splurted at a camera. That sounded awfully pornographic. I was just so confused by this idea that I'd seen a body and liked it and known that it was mine, but then to see my body, which is the same body, I wasn't happy with it and I didn't like it. It's interesting. I can't quite get my head around it just yet. Megan says in her video, you need to find your own happiness and acceptance, and losing or gaining weight won't change that. Punctuating poignant things with burps since 1992. I probably wasn't making poignant statements as a baby. Am I making poignant statements now? These are all questions. I'm asking the real questions here. Has any of this made sense? Can I make a coherent video out of this? We'll find out. We'll find out. In the meantime, I'm going to drink water and look forlornly outside as it rains. Was that forlorn? I don't know.